What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. A few months ago, our brother PNB Rock lost his life in Los Angeles. Of course, a Pookie and Ray Ray father and son tandem were ultimately responsible. And of course, he was a young brother out of Philadelphia. He was wearing his jewelry and things like that in South Central LA, I believe, at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And of course, LA has been just a dangerous city for rappers to come to. But what happened was the brother was with a girl by the name of Stephanie, a woman rather, Stephanie Sibounheuang. I don't know if she's like white or black and Asian, but they had a lovely daughter together. And here's something that she said on Instagram Live about what happened to her and her daughter after PNB Rock's death.
No, he did not have life insurance. No, he did not have a will. No, we didn't have nothing set up. We're so young. We don't plan on death. Like, so I don't get no death benefits. I don't get nothing. Like, I don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not gonna ask nobody for nothing. I got that personality and I'm working on that. I'm trying to, empty myself of my ego and my pride, because I'm not asking nobody for nothing. Like, I don't care. I could be on fire and I'm not even gonna ask you to spit on me. I don't need nothing. I don't need nothing from y'all. But nah, I'm trying to stop being like that. But God, he's been making a way. He's been making a way, child. He's been making a way. He's been making a way. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for y'all.
So let me say this. First of all, let me give my respect to the sister. Okay, she was his girlfriend. They had a child together. They were in a relationship together. She was there when he got shot. All right, but she said something. We young, don't plan on death. He didn't have a life insurance or a will. And because she was not his wife, she doesn't get any money from his estate. Okay. And it's sad. Like I said, nobody thinks about dying, especially when you're 30 years old. But this is something that, like I said, in the black community, the young women and the men out there, we never think about things like life insurance, assets. And for the women out here who are dealing with, men who have dangerous careers, which I would say firefighters, police officers, rappers, athletes, I would even say, you don't get anything for being somebody's baby mama. And I know that marriage is a tough thing. I know a lot of guys don't want to get married. A lot of guys don't want to get married because they know it's going to end up in divorce. That's the culture. It's probably like, if I'm going to give somebody a baby, I'm going to marry him. But in today's generation, that's not how brothers see it. And unfortunately, for those of you guys who remember, go back to the 80s and 90s. All our people in the league was married. Look at Jordan, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. All these guys are married. The whole league is married at this time. Now, do they got a little something on the side? Yes, I'm looking at you, James Worthy. But everybody's married. In today's game, some of your players, Cam Newton, Odell Beckham, these guys, none of them are married. Not many black players are married. And black players are not married for one or two reasons. Number one, first reason that black players are not married is they know that they face this whole situation of, hey, if I marry her, she's gonna take all my money. That's the first thing, right? Second thing, women will give them the same access to kids in their body without making them a wife. So these brothers don't do it. What's the use of making you my wife when I don't have to? You still gonna give me a baby anyway. You still gonna give me sex anyway, so I don't need to be committed to you, because number one, I'm scared as a man to commit to you. I mean, I don't mind making you a baby mama. And I've talked about that before. We have, and I don't have children, but goddamn it, we have too many women out here in America having babies by guys that are either incompetent or they don't stay together. What does it do? And we ultimately praise this. Oh girl, you know, you strong, you doing the best you can. The woman cannot provide enough money for that child or enough stable environment for that child, okay? And then that child don't have what? That child don't have any resources to do what the child is supposed to do. That child don't have any competitive advantages in life. This is not always, but usually. We gotta look at inflation is crazy. And we gotta understand that the sister was probably living, she wasn't broke, she was living a great lifestyle. Probably wasn't paying her rent, wasn't wanting for a whole lot. Going from that to now, you know, you don't even have no kind of trust for the kid or nothing. How does that affect a young woman? And of course, this is where a lot of us as blacks, we get it wrong. I see too much of that. This is not even in Black America am I seeing this. I'm seeing this a lot. I'm seeing this a lot in Africa. This is creeping up. I'm seeing a lot of single moms on the continent, y'all. I'm seeing them, and obviously they have in the States, and it's normal. It's normal for a woman to say, okay, I'm gonna give you your body and hope that you maybe marry me, but you know what? I really don't want to marry you anyway, because I don't really want to be I don't want to be a wife. I don't want to be tied down to no man, but I want to be a baby mama. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna be controversial, but I lived around a community like that. I lived there for 30-something years of my life. I worked hard. And it's no offense to people. I mean, there are good people everywhere and bad people everywhere. And now I have a better understanding what our people go through and what the women and the men go through in the Black community. I have a deeper understanding after understanding, reading, and understanding some of the history of our people. But that don't mean I still want to be around there. I don't want to be around there because I know what it looked like. I remember what Del Paso Heights looks like. I remember what South Side of Compton looked like when I lived on East 75th in Lockwood in Oakland for about a year. I remember what it looked like. And what it looked like wasn't great. It wasn't nothing to ride home about, because you get those kids and they need resources. They don't have anybody to help them or mentor them. There's no finances there. The woman is struggling. And all you get from that is nothing but bad news. And it all comes to, okay, boo, I know he's a rapper. I know he's popular. But hey, before you have that man's baby, you know, make that man commit to you. Make that man prove he's competent. He know what the hell he's doing before you just go down and lay down there and just have a baby with the man, because then, you know, and also, are you ready to be a wife? Are you ready to be a mother? Are you dedicated? And that's something a lot of women don't want to answer. A lot of women want to be a baby's mother, but they don't want to be a wife. And then family is everything. Family is everything, man. Taking care of a woman, I'm going to say this. I know this is the manosphere, and a lot of guys might like this, but I have a great respect for men who take care of their women. A great respect. Married men. I have a great high respect for that, because as a brother himself who has, let's say, an adopted daughter and stuff like that, it's in running a team, it's a thankless task, man. Being a father is a thankless task. It's hard work. Taking care of kids is a thankless task. Taking care of women is a thankless task. So I have a great deal of respect for men that do it for women that's worth it. But that's what women need. It's the only way. We got to get away from this whole idea women can make it by themselves. But we've seen that. I've been amongst cultures since I've been away from the States. I've seen Poland. I've seen Ukraine. I see how people act when they got two parents, man. They don't act all emotional and all crazy and all, you know, just breaking down, crying and being hyper violent and stuff. I'm not saying everybody does it, but I've seen people. I've seen what two-parent countries look like, how they act, how men reason before getting into fisticuffs and not shooting you right there in the face. Or and shout out to brother Brandon, right? My brother here is here from Texas, right? And he's a good brother from Texas, right? He noticed something. The channel is called How I Met My Ugandan Wife, Brandon and Hajar. What did he say? We went out, I dropped him off at the club the night. He said something that's very profound. He said, I noticed that when these brothers and sisters go out here, ain't no fighting in the club. Ain't no fighting in the club. Ain't nobody, you know, throwing no punches, nothing like that. You know, you have people enjoying themselves, having a good time, because those people are raised by two-parent homes. And it could be some poverty going on in certain countries, but you don't see somebody acting a goddamn fool. And that's what we're missing. These kids in the black community don't have no resources, man. They don't have no structure. Dad dies, leave you no money. Most of y'all know what that's like. Your parents die, don't leave you nothing. You didn't come up with nothing. How are you supposed to get ahead? Now that young girl's gonna come up feeling like she need to make it for her mama now. I know, because I went to school with black women like that. You know, I gotta do something for my mom. And it's not fair to the kids, man. To keep these kids in situations like this, it's not right. You can get mad at me if you want, but it's the truth. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. For all that you do, we're out.